What's up everyone, and welcome to Monday's edition of Reptile News. Now you're going to have to bear with me today for two reasons. Number one, we've got a crazy storm going on outside right now. There's wind, there's rain, there's just about everything you can think of, so you might hear that in the background. And number two, well, I'm just getting into this. Bear with me a little bit while I figure things out. We're going to start off today in Thailand, where a flood-stricken province is being warned that at least 10 crocodiles from the Thalad Zoo are out roaming the floodwaters. Officials are saying that all of the reptiles, rare birds, and deer have escaped from the park in these floods, and they're warning residents to watch out for them. Workers tried to find the animals initially, but the rising floodwaters hindered their search. And now we're going to move on to California, where I'm not going to talk too much about this story, but actually the headline thereof. How many animals is too many? This question's been asked so many times, I think, in the past, and it's just so hard to kind of lay it down because you see, right now I have 4 snakes, 5, 10 chickens, I don't know, 4 or 5 fish, I've got a dog, that's all I can think of right now. But I know people that have a lot more, and I know there's people watching this that have a lot more. And the question seems to always be raised, how many animals is too many? Which I think ultimately the answer is none of your business. I mean, basically, I think the way I look at it is if your animals are affecting your family or neighbors, then you probably have too many, or even potentially the wrong kind. If, however, your animals are not affecting anybody other than obviously your checkbook and your time, then my personal opinion is, who the hell cares? It's none of anybody's business. But one particular municipality did have an issue with this and are raising the questions and trying to get the boards some more policing authority for people with too many animals. So check the link out below if you want to read more about that story. And now we're going to move on to Australia, more specifically Brisbane, Australia, where a man awoke in the middle of the night to find a carpet python crawling on his neck. He escaped the incident, for the most part unharmed, short of a bite, where he called a trapper who came and got the snake and released it. Now he passed this off as a one-time incident until 2 days later the exact same thing happened. The particular trapper says that it was the same snake, identified with markings on it, which was released close to the home where it was found. Now I don't know what the law, the law doesn't always matter. I mean, it does matter. Follow the law, people, every time, no matter what you do, follow the law. If you don't, you make us all look bad. But I know the law in California here says that I can't catch and release anything without prior written permission from the Department of Fish and Game, which I actually do possess written permission from Fish and Game to relocate rattlesnakes. However, when you're doing that, they want you to relocate them as close as realistically possible to the area where they were found, which kind of leads to some issues for some people that are going to have you come out, remove a rattlesnake, and then you're going to take it like 200 feet from the front door and let it go again. Now, we don't have, I wouldn't say we have a huge issue up here. And me particularly, when I get called to go out and do something like that, I don't charge for it at all. I really appreciate the opportunity to educate somebody about these amazing animals that we love so much. But it's just crazy that the same snake, the trapper is saying, 2 days apart, the same snake. And now we're going to move over to Asia, to a story that kind of pisses me off a little bit. Apparently a crocodile was caught in a farm in Asia, and one might just assume that if a crocodile was caught in a farm, it was going to be put to death for its skin. I mean, after all, a lot of reptile farms, that's kind of what they do, you know, instead of taking them from the wild. I'm sure plenty of them still do rape the wild, but anyway, one would assume this. But what really irritates me was the videos that got posted to the internet after that of the crocodile body flopping around in a bucket and the head snapping its jaws shut in the sink. Now this footage apparently by animal rights activists has been turned into authorities and they're currently investigating. And I just don't, I'm on the fence about this because we know what goes on in those places, and we know a lot of those farms are doing exactly that. They're farming the reptiles. I mean, when I farm tomatoes out on the back 40 out here, I'm not giving them a good home. I mean, I am, but I'm doing so with the return that I'm going to be taking those tomatoes and eating them. So I assume, or we all could assume, that it's the same thing, probably not so much as the skin trade. So the killing of the thing, okay, The people having fun doing it and posting videos to the internet about it is kind of where I draw the line. And I don't want to say that I want to see this place shut down by authorities, because I mean, all in all, it's really hard to stay neutral on a topic like this. It's very, very difficult, because I understand that the skin trade is a huge thing, much bigger than our community or the animal rights community combined. But at the same time, I hope there's something is done to let these people know, to really get it in their head that this is not okay to post stuff like this to the internet. And once it's posted to the internet, it's there forever. So something to think about for your Monday. I forgot my outro. Holy shit.
And that's where I'm going to end today's show. If you'd like to read more about these stories, those links are right down below here in the description. And as always, if you're still watching, my name is Jason White. Now you know what's going on in the reptile world. Be good to each other, and we'll see you next time.
Be good to each other, and we'll see you next time.